All right, so now we have Best Actress. Our nominees include Cate Blanchett for Carol, Brie Larson for Room, Jennifer Lawrence for Joy, Charlotte Rampling for 45 Years, and gosh, I cannot say this name, Saoirse Ronan for Brooklyn. Now let's go ahead and omit Charlotte Rampling for 45 Years and Brie Larson for Room, only because I have not seen them, but I will have the chance to see them and I will do another video of who I think should win. But our top contenders would be Cate Blanchett for Carol, Jennifer Lawrence for Joy, and Saoirse Ronan for Brooklyn. Now I want to say Saoirse Ronan, it seems like for her career, all her movies are kind of like the same, or have like the same theme, or have like the same tone behind it. So it's just, I would probably say omit her for now, but you never know. Once again, once I see Brooklyn, I will probably hopefully have a different opinion. Top two contenders are basically hands down. I really think Cate Blanchett is going to win for Carol. Yes, she's already won for her movie with Woody Allen, but she might get it again. And for Jennifer Lawrence, yeah, she's young Hollywood, and I really think she's the Meryl Streep of our generation. And she can really do no wrong, but it's funny how a lot of her movies, she finds herself either getting nominated for Golden Globes or Oscars. So she did one for American Hustle. She won for Silver Linings Playbook, which is, of all her characters besides Katniss Everdeen, was my favorite. So Silver Linings Playbook is good. But hands down, Cate Blanchett, she might win again. And from what I've heard that Carol is about, this is one of all the nominations who I have not seen, I really want to see. The storyline, because the storyline attracts me, and it's just thinking about two women carrying a relationship in that time period. So that's an interesting plot scenario. For our nominees for Best Actor, we have Bryan Cranston for Trumbo, Matt Damon for The Martian, Leonardo DiCaprio for The Revenant, Michael Fassbender for Steve Jobs, and Eddie Redmayne for The Danish Girl. Now I want to say, of all the top 5 categories that we have for tonight, this one seems to be like the strongest contender. And I say that because a lot of politics could play into this, a lot of deserving could play into this, a lot of Hollywood who's who could play into this. So I am going to start at the top of the list and start with Bryan Cranston for Trumbo. Now, honestly speaking, I have not seen the movie yet, but let's go with Bryan Cranston. Now, we know Bryan Cranston from his vast array of work, from Malcolm in the Middle and a few stuff before that, to Breaking Bad, to like other stuff he's been in. But Bryan Cranston's been acting for a long time, and his roles of late have been very hard-hitting roles, very substantive roles, very media roles. It shows his acting range, especially, I forget the name of the movie, but he played, he took this family hostage to get what he wanted, and he was blind or partially blind for the movie. But it's a good movie. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll come up with it. Now, next we have Matt Damon with The Martian. Now, I know I said this is a strong category, but I really think this is Matt Damon's year to take home the Oscar. Wrong award show. But with that being said, because also just like Bryan Cranston, Matt Damon has been in the game for a long period of time, and his work, he has a vast body of work. He's done blockbusters, he's done independent, he's done action films, he's done all that. And from what I've heard, The Martian was a pretty good movie. Believe it or not, I have not seen it yet. It's just the plot line just didn't interest me. It's nothing against the director, it's nothing against the actors. It's just the whole scenic view didn't interest me. But I will see it. That way I can do another video of who I think should win. But yes, hands down, that night Matt Damon's going to take home Best Actor. He's already won for Good Will Hunting with his buddy Ben Affleck. So now it's time for him to take one home by himself. Well, I know with that being said, I know everybody's thinking, I thought this is Leonardo DiCaprio's year to take home the award for The Revenant. Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins. And no, I would not be surprised if he did not win. So let's talk about it. Leonardo DiCaprio, just like the other actors, has like a vast amount of work for the past years, but all of his roles, he's really good at. He's very committed. He's very committed to the roles. He goes through body changes. He does like the whole method acting thing by sleeping in a carcass and all this, sleeping outside and almost dying because of his art. Yes, he loves the art of acting. You've seen it with Wolf of Wall Street. You've seen it with Titanic. You've seen it with J. Edgar. This man is very talented. But I honestly think, in my personal opinion, Leonardo DiCaprio is going to lose. But wait until he gets like 50 to 60 to 70 years old and he keeps coming out with solid acting roles after solid acting roles in which he'll get Oscar nominations, Golden Globe nominations. For some, he'll probably pick up a Golden Globe, which leads people to believe he's going to pick up the Oscar, but he ends up not winning the Oscar. He's going to go to somebody else who's like, okay, you've been working here so long, blah, 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 here's your award. Now, the reason why I think Leonardo DiCaprio, in the long run, like when he's 50, 60 years old, keep doing consistent, great projects, portraying great characters, he's going to get some kind of lifetime achievement Oscar. And that's going to be like the Oscar. Like, people are like, oh my God, finally, you got your Oscar. And so he's going to be like, yeah, because I've been trying to get an Oscar for all these past works, but you guys haven't been giving me the Oscar. So I finally get this Oscar in which everybody's going to give him a standing ovation, in which is going to be like 10 minutes long, and he's going to go into this 15-minute speech about just anything that comes to mind, or it's like, honestly, if it was me, I would have been like, what the fuck were y'all thinking? Like, now I'm 60, 70 years old, now you're giving me an Oscar? So, not to ramble on about that, but I hope you get my point on why I think Leonardo DiCaprio is going to lose that night. Well, let me not say lose. Not taking home the Oscar for best, not taking home the Oscar for best actor. But The Revenant, it just came out, so I'm going to see that. But I really think Leonardo DiCaprio is deserving of the Oscar, but like I said, with Oscar politics and just how good the man is at acting, it's like one of those underrated, but we know you're talented kind of things, like Pink. I'm not gonna go there, but we all know Pink is very underrated. She's just the best. When's that new album coming out? Anyway, back to movies. And the other two, we have Michael Fassbender for Steve Jobs. That could be a long shot. I heard critics saying the movie was bad, but I haven't seen it, and I'm going to see it. The only reason I'm going to see it is because of Miss Winslet, Kate Winslet. And last but not least, we have Eddie Redmayne for The Danish Girl. Now, this could be a surprise of the night. Like, once again, my award theories, especially for the prestigious awards, like the Grammys or the Oscars, and sometimes the Emmys, like they always go to like the foreigners. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but people who are not from America. So Eddie Redmayne for The Danish Girl, and plus the character about a man in, I forget what century, but it's like one of those period pieces in which a man is coming to agreement with how he identifies himself gender-wise. So with the whole last year, the whole transgender movement and the representation of acceptance for transgender Americans, this might actually top Matt Damon. So you never know. It's the Oscars, but even though Eddie Redmayne did not get the Golden Globe, because usually in theory, if you get the Golden Globe, then you're gonna get the Oscar. And it's pretty true. It's been like that for the past few years. And I'm gonna go to Best Picture now. This one I really can't give a winner on because I haven't seen any of these. So even Mad Max, even though I was so gun-ho about, I know I got to see Mad Max, only because of Charlize Theron and Tom Hardy, and plus it looks like a badass action movie. It's like, what's it called? Anyway, moving on. Best Picture, I'm just gonna give you the nominations, and then when I at least see half the movies, hopefully by the next segment, I'll do an Oscar review. I will give you a winner of who I think is gonna win the Oscar for Best Picture. So our nominees for Best Picture is The Big Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, Room, and Spotlight. So honestly, I'm not going to say which one I think is going to win, but from what the media is saying and what from critics are saying, even though I don't really care what they say, so far it's just going to be The Revenant, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to explain why. I'm going to see the movie first, and I'm going to see at least 4 of these other movies first. But I will say, I am happy that Mad Max got nominated. I am happy for that. So that's a surprising one because this is an action film, but and it's a post-apocalyptic action film. So those usually just like, okay, you did good at the box office, now go home. But now, it got nominated for Best Picture. So I'm ready to see who's gonna win. So that is my video of who I think will win the Oscars that night of the top 5 of who's gonna win Oscars that night. And I will be doing another video, hopefully at least 3 to 4 days before the actual Oscar ceremony will air. Now, one reason, and probably the main reason, one of the 3 main reasons why I want to watch the Oscars that night is because of Mr. Rock. Chris Rock is hosting the Oscars. So you never know what he's gonna say. Hopefully he will bring the funny, hopefully he will bring the honesty, and hopefully he will bring back that old Chris Rock who we all missed and who we all love and who we all want to see on that stage again. So there you have it, folks. This is part 1 of my Oscar predictions, pre-movie watching. So once again, look out for the other Oscar prediction segment I'm gonna do once I've seen at least 80% of the movies. So this is Aiden AD here, encouraging everybody to live each day like it's your last, and to travel and to meet new people and to open up for new experiences. And until we meet again, safe travels. Pew.